Hey, welcome back. As we said in the previous video, the process it's done. As you can see, the Next.js app has been created successfully. So what we are going to do in this video, we're just going to talk about the folder structure and some important files. Okay, now this is the Next.js folder structure. Okay, so I'm not going to get into details into explaining the content of the files, because if I can be honest with you, I don't know much about these files. I only use them when I have to. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to jump straight to the files that I think we are going to use the most, and also what they are for. Okay, and a little bit of a thing or two about where you must put things, and that's about it. So it's not like I'm going to get into details, because at the moment I'm still also learning a lot of things. It's confusing. So if at some point you always feel like you are confused, we are on the same boat. Let's just jump straight into it. So let's start on the app folder. Okay, let's see what's there. Okay, the first thing that we see, it's a favicon. Okay, which is this icon, this small icon here. Okay, the first thing is that, and then we've got global css. Okay, so this css, it's a css that affects the whole application. Okay, as I've told you before, that when it comes to React, okay, a lot of things, it's more like it's fragmented. I can say it's more like a fragmented approach, or it takes the approach of a fragmented user interface. So in a way, you can have this as a component, and you can have this part as a component, standalone component, and this one as a standalone component. So with that possibility, okay, that comes with a certain way of writing your own css. So you've got a freedom to write css on a global scale to affect the entire application. But however, you can write css like for a certain module, like that means css for only this part. Okay, only for this part, so that maybe when you want to reuse this on a different project, you can just copy this component with its own css. Okay, so take it into your mind that when it comes to React.js, like there's a lot of fragments, and there's a reason behind. So you can have css globally for the entire app, and can have css for certain modules. Okay, so that's why we have this global css here. Okay, also the other thing that I am still trying to understand in this folder structure and how things are done here, as you can see, this is some sort of css. Okay, and this is a favicon. I want this favicon, it's not different from what's here on public, which is this logo and this one. Okay, so some of the assets, some of the application asset or the web asset, they are found in public, of which, under my own well limited knowledge, I would like to assume everything that is an asset, it's supposed to be under public, because it's not something that you are protecting. This logo must be displayed to the public. So even if somebody can copy it, I don't think that will be an issue, because it's more like something that must be on public. Okay, it's not a sensitive information. Then there comes a confusion when we are having a favicon under the app folder, and we have css under the app folder. Obviously, I'm not some sort of a Next.js architect or engineer or a developer. They have a reason behind. Maybe it makes their lives easier, but just be aware of that. And also, to me, I don't know why it has been done that way. But however, that is not a drawback or a disadvantage. I'm not saying they were not supposed to do it, because this framework, it's beautiful. I like it, and it's not complicated. Okay, okay. Now let's continue. So we've got this favicon, and we've got this global CSS. Okay, let's talk about the layout and the page. Okay, let me just click on the page. Okay. At the same time, let's quickly run this page, so that as we talk about it, it's much better if we can reference to some sort of the physical part of it, where we can see, so that we can not only look at the code. So let's use a command npm run dev. Okay, so at least I'm improving in Next.js command. At least this one I know it by heart, which is I'm winning. Maybe in the next video I will memorize another one, but however, you really don't have to memorize these commands. Okay, as you can see, I don't know all of them by heart. Okay, so I can see that my computer is still slow. Okay, not a problem. My apologies for that. Let's keep the sewing going. Okay, so we've got a page here, okay, which is a web page. Let's say just like this one. Okay, so that's what it's in that page. As you can see in that page, we've got let me type and see. Oh, okay, that means now we can type. So in the meantime, we can type npm run dev. Okay, that means we are running the application, we are launching this application. Okay, so as you can see, this is a page. Okay, maybe what's a problem, what's a problem. Okay, let's see, npm run dev on WhatsApp web. Okay, I am running npm run dev on a wrong folder. Okay, so as you can see, we are some sort of pointing to the parent folder, as you can see, not the actual child folder which has got the actual application. Thanks to that mistake, it helps us to learn. So what we need to do in order for us to point to the child folder, the one that has got the actual JS files, we just need to say or to type, we need to type cd. Okay, as you know by now that my computer, my keyboard doesn't punch the letter C. cd. Okay, WhatsApp web. Okay, so we are saying let's go to the child folder. Let's see. Also, I don't have an idea of what's going on here. The big space here, I don't know why, but it doesn't affect us. We are not going to stay in this command line thing for too long. Okay, so as you can see now, we are inside. Let's go back and type the same command that I'm proud of, because it's the only command that I know by heart at the moment in time. npm run dev. Okay, that means you are launching the application. Now let's just wait and see. Okay, as you can see, now we are winning. It's going to continue. Okay, so we were here. So this is that actual page that will be rendered here on this port 3000. Okay, let me open it in the meantime so that it can take its own time loading, and then I can continue here. Okay, so we've got this page. Okay, so this is the page that is going to load there. As you can see, this is Tailwind CSS. One thing that you will notice, it's different from your normal HTML and its own classes. Here we've got class name instead of just something like this, class. Okay, normal CSS and HTML, this is how you link some sort of add some classes to the HTML. But here this is React, so we've got class name. Okay, improving my own knowledge, I've made a research as to maybe what might be the reason this is not class, this is class name. Okay, remember, this is not pure JS, even though we might have JS here. Okay, the best way is to change this extension to JSX. Where is that page? Let's quickly do that. In application page, let's change this to JSX, because this is a JSX file, if I can be honest. What is a JSX file? The simple terms, so that you cannot some sort of get confused, is a mix of JavaScript and HTML. It's like you don't have to jump between two files. Now you can write almost everything in one place. So HTML and JavaScript. So with that being said, since this is not pure JavaScript, if you are typing your JSX, the IntelliSense, Visual Studio Code IntelliSense won't be there. Your code cannot be, there won't be an autocomplete where Visual Studio Code can give you some clues so that you can enter and then you've got a boilerplate already, because it treats this as a JS file, of which this is not a JS file, this is a JSX file. However, since React makes use of JS behind the scene or under the hood. So if you name this JS, it runs anyway and it works. However, remember we are learning, so we need autocomplete. We want the Visual Studio Code to assist us with the, the correct syntax. Okay, we must just only type 2 to 3 alphabets and then it must give us the actual thing. So we need that. So let's first change this to JSX. Okay, let's do that. As you can see now, the icon has changed, but however the code is not that much different. Okay, so this is the mixture of JavaScript and HTML, as you can see. So I was explaining the reason why in JSX we don't have class, then we put the CSS classes here. We've got a class name. Remember, under the hood, this is pure JavaScript, and then in JavaScript, the word class, it's some sort of a key or a reserved word. Okay, when you say class, JavaScript expect you to create a class in an object-oriented fashion, I guess. Okay, something like this. Let me copy this so that I don't have to type things myself, you see. So in OOP, this is how you create a class. Let's say class test, and then you will open and close. Okay, sorry, okay, curly bracket. Okay, so this is a class. As you can see that in JavaScript, this is a reserved word. It's a keyword. You can't have a variable with the name of class. Okay, so that means you must be careful when you are using this word class. So now React, when they are creating a mix of JavaScript and HTML to make our life easier, they couldn't write this class now, okay, because this HTML now, it's not pure HTML. There is also Java involved. Guys, I think that's my best explanation up to now. Okay, yeah, so the first thing that you must know, this is not an HTML file, this is a JSX file. As you can see, there's a lot of syntax that you are not familiar with. For instance, in HTML, there is no tag, which is image. Okay, in HTML, it's img for an image, but now this is a different tag. This is a Next.js image tag, but we don't call it tag now, we call it a component. You will see as we continue, we are going to create our own components. Okay, guys, I think that's about it on this video. The only thing that we okay, sorry guys, I think I'm in a hurry. Okay, I was just explaining this page. Okay, I cannot explain this page alone. I need to explain this page relative to the layout. Okay, because it's important. If I can tell you only this one, you won't understand the essence of this layout. Okay, so with the user interface, okay, let me just go here, make an example here. Okay, with web interfaces, there is always a case whereby we've got your menu items. Okay, some sort of an index where you have to click and you'll be taken to a certain page, where you have to click and you'll be taken to a certain page. Okay, and in most cases, just like this one, okay, when you click here, a lot of things won't change here. There is only a certain part that will change. Okay, let's look at this now. We were on documentation. I don't mind the refreshing aspect of it. Okay, but just look at the user interface. What has changed? Okay, so you will notice that this is not what I want. Let's see. Let's say documentation. I think the documentation will give us what we want. Okay, sorry for that. Where is the documentation? I'm not sure if I'm in the, yeah, I'm in the documentation. Oh, okay, I think I'm confused now. I'm not confused. Okay, let's click here. Let's just click here and see what will happen. Obviously this doesn't do what I'm used to. Okay, I'm not used to Tailwind CSS documentation behaving like this. Maybe, okay, maybe I'm not that glued up with Tailwind CSS. It's fine, that's not a problem. Yeah, so this is what I want. So let me go down configuration, layout. I think this is what I want. So what I was expecting is that when I'm clicking on this aspect ratio, This part doesn't change, and also this part, but only this part that change. So my own explanation, it's some sort of rooted from there. Okay, so an aspect ratio, yeah, that's what I was looking for. As you can see, aspect ratio, let's click on columns. Okay, as you can see, this is some sort of the columns, but this part doesn't change and this part doesn't change. That's the essence of this layout. Okay, that's the essence of this file layout. So what you can do, the idea here is that you can take everything that is not going to change and chuck it under layout, meaning that this part here, the one that doesn't change, all the JSX, or let's say use the HTML, will be on that layout. And then this part will be different pages. Let's use pages for now, different standalone pages. So when you click here, it's like you are loading the page, let's say break after, okay, a separate page. And when you click here, you are loading a separate page called break before. But since this is a layout, it's like it will always stay here. Anything that is not going to change, then you put it under layout. Okay, let's see. As you can see, this is our layout. So anything that won't change, you will put it here, and anything that will change, you will put a separate page or a separate component for it. I hope that's one it's clear. Okay, so let's quickly prove that before I end this video. Okay, this is a layout, yes. Okay, everything that some sort of won't change, it will be here. And also the other important things, as you can see, just like the title, okay, it's create next app, as we need to write WhatsApp web. Okay, let's just write WhatsApp web. Let's just type here WhatsApp. Okay, and then as you can see, this layout always receives as a prop the children. What is the children? It's this page. Okay, so it will do what? It will display that page. Okay, here in the body, as you can see, in the body is chucking in that page. Okay, so if you've got multiple pages just like these ones, so now it's chucking in aspect ratio in this place, and then it's chucking in columns in that place, and then it's chucking break after in that case. Guys, this is the best explanation that I can give. So now let's prove it. If I delete this, okay, if I delete this, and then let me just write my own HTML. Okay, h1. Okay, let's see what will be the different. Okay, test HTML. Let's see what will be rendered here. Okay, here, as you can see, HTML test HTML has been rendered because this template doesn't have any some sort of content to render. Guys, I hope this is clear, and I hope you are learning a thing or two from these videos. That's about it. We are done. We've got the folder structure. Everything is ready. We know a little bit about files. We know that we've got the layout, and also we've got to know we've got a page, which is some sort of a React component. Also, we know the difference between JS and JSX. I think that's about it, guys. Otherwise, for me, Matthew Msingati, please don't forget to support my channel, Core Design, where I teach coding and user interface design. Wow, we've got a subscriber here. My subscriber, it was 36. Now we've got one subscriber. That means we are winning, guys. Thank you so much. Now, really, 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 I'm gone. See you on the next one.